Hey, it's Jay, and welcome back to the Star Wars Chronicle. This time we are going to be looking at the Clone Wars movie. This was the first thing of the Clone Wars that released. However, again, just like the released order, this is the third thing you would watch. So, without further ado, let's get started. So this film takes place during the first year of the Clone Wars, but remember, it takes place after the events of Cat and Mouse and the Hidden Enemy, and Jedi Knights Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker are leading a group of Republic clone troopers against a separatist army. While they're waiting for reinforcements, they greet a ship carrying Ahsoka Tano, who is revealed to be a new Jedi Knight in training. Obi-Wan thinks it is his apprentice that Ahsoka will become, but it turns out that Master Yoda actually assigned Ahsoka to Anakin. Now, Anakin literally just made it clear that he wants no apprentice. He doesn't have the patience for that, and so it's actually a really funny juxtaposition how he just said, like, I don't want an apprentice. They're going to slow me down because, Anakin thinks he's, so amazing at everything. And so for it to be like, no, I'm your apprentice. So it's actually kind of a funny dynamic. So while he's very frustrated that Ahsoka is his new apprentice, she does earn his respect by helping him deactivate the Separatist shields, because they have this shield that makes them pretty much indestructible against their fire from the clone troopers. While Obi-Wan, of course, distracts the Separatist leader, and they're able to secure a victory thanks to Ahsoka and Anakin's quick thinking. So yeah, while Anakin is still a little frustrated that he has to, lug around this apprentice throughout this movie, he does gain a little bit of respect for her, seeing as she thought so quickly on her feet, albeit making a few mistakes along the way. I'll get to that in a little bit. So after that big battle, Master Yoda shows up and informs everybody that Jabba the Hutt's son, Rota, has been kidnapped, and he assigns Anakin and Ahsoka to go retrieve the Huttlet. At the same time, he also tasks Obi-Wan to travel to Tatooine and make negotiations with Jabba the Hutt to see if he can get an alliance to work with the Republic later on. So, as Anakin and Ahsoka embark on their journey to retrieve the Huttlet, they track them to the planet of Teth, where they're ambushed by Count Dooku's separatist forces, led by Asajj Ventress, who we saw earlier in the Clone Wars. It is revealed that Count Dooku is planning on revealing to Jabba that the Jedi are the ones who kidnapped his son and are using it to kill him. So they're going to try to flip-flop to get Jabba to align with the Separatists rather than the Republic. However, they were able to escape that trap along with R2-D2, and they find a derelict old ship that they used to take back to Tatooine. Also, Anakin defeats Ventress in a very, very tough lightsaber duel, but they're able to get this broken down ship. However, it seems as though the Huttlet, little Rhoda, who's adorable by the way, seems to be getting a little sick, so time's of the essence, and they need to get to somebody who can heal him very quickly, and also back to Jabba so they can clear things up and show that they're not the ones in what's the word I'm trying to say, in deceit here. So, all this is going on, Padme, who is still secretly married to Anakin, nobody knows about it yet except for 3PO and R2-D2, learns of Anakin's mission and fears that something might go wrong. So she goes and tries to consult Jabba's uncle, Zero the Hutt, and it seems as though he's just in complete denial that the Separatists are, the reason why Rota was kidnapped in the first place. He firmly believes it was the Jedi. So not cooperating, Padme leaves, but not before, sneaking around a bit to try to get some more answers. But it's revealed that Zero is actually in cahoots with Count Dooku, and that Zero is the one who conducted this whole plan to kidnap Rota, and this is why. But basically he wants to make sure that Jabba believes that the Jedi kidnapped Rota so he can execute Anakin and Ahsoka, and then the council will adopt Zero into the council, and thus make him the leader of the Hutt clan. because he doesn't really like Jabba that much. So that's the plan the whole time. Padme reveals that she's been listening in on this and she's captured and put into prison, I guess you would call it. However, she tricks the droids into activating a communicator, and C-3PO is able to get that distress signal from Padme and sends help to help her escape. So, as Anakin and Ahsoka arrive on Tatooine, they must get to Jabba before this plan by Dooku can finally get into motion. They are attacked by a group of Magna Guards, too. However, they need to devise a plan really quickly because they know that Dooku is coming, because Count Dooku is still negotiating with Jabba, ensuring that he will go slay the Jedi for him. Because, of course, if Jabba goes to, if Jabba sends his troops to go assassinate the two Jedi, it could be revealed that they were the ones actually rescuing Rota the whole time. So Dooku is on his way to fight Anakin, who has a decoy Rota in his backpack, which is just a bunch of rocks, so he could send Ahsoka to try to make it back to Jabba in time. However, Ahsoka is ambushed by more Magna Guards and is able to overcome them, and Anakin steals Count Dooku's, Segway electronic scooter that you find at, grocery stores to race all the way back to try to clear the situation up. However, Anakin kind of overshoots Ahsoka's battle and doesn't hear her cry for help and goes right into the palace and is like, "Here I am, where's your son?" to Jabba, who, this just, looks horrible for the Jedi because it's like, well, you're the ones who kidnapping him, so of course you don't have him. But they're finally able to bring Rota into the palace. However, Jabba still thinks that the Jedi are behind the kidnapping attempt and still orders them to be executed. However, before that could happen, Padme sends a transmission to Jabba just in the nick of time, revealing that Zero was behind it the whole time, who has already been arrested, and that the Separatists were behind the whole kidnapping scheme the whole time. Jabba, thankful for the Jedi's heroism and saving his son, grants them their alliance, and all seems well. Obi-Wan and Yoda come to greet everybody for a job well done, while Count Dooku laments to Darth Sidious about their failure. However, Darth Sidious isn't too worried. He still feels that the war is still in their favor and that there is definitely way more to come, and I guess we'll find out in the next episode of the Star Wars Chronicle. But that was the Clone Wars movie. So from what I've seen critically, this movie has been actually panned, and I can't understand why. Maybe a bigger Star Wars fan than me can let me know why they didn't like it that much. I guess maybe it's because... No, really, I have no idea, because this came out before all the Clone Wars TV series, so I can't figure out why. I didn't think it was that bad of a movie at all. I think it's probably because I could see why some people might not like Ahsoka, because what I was talking about before is that sometimes she's like Anakin in a sense. I mean, that's why it's perfect that she's his apprentice, because she is a lot like Anakin. She blatantly just goes against orders because she feels it's right and does some stuff that's like, what are you doing? She blatantly goes against Anakin's words. She does her own thing that can get her killed or get someone else killed in the process. And it's... So I could see why, but I didn't mind Ahsoka at all. I actually kind of liked her energy, her young energy, and how excited she is to become a Jedi Knight. And I guess you could call it cockiness, because she just thinks that she's already got it, in the bag. But I didn't mind Ahsoka at all. I don't know if that's why all the negative critical response was towards the movie, but I didn't find it that bad at all. I liked the whole aspect of how this whole movie pretty much rests on Jabba the Hutt, on who he's going to side with to get that alliance. Because once you get the Hutts, that's a major alliance member, because they control a very large portion of... I forgot what it was. I think it's a trade route. And that's big. That's really big. So... I like how it's centered around that. And Rhoda's just too cute. Everyone talks about Baby Yoda. How about Rhoda? Rhoda's adorable. He's just this little tiny little Jabba Hutt, if he was like a little ball. But I really didn't see anything wrong with this film. I really didn't. It wasn't anything crazy, but I don't know why it's at an 18% on Rotten Tomatoes, come on. It doesn't deserve an 18%, not in the slightest. Excuse me. Because again, it's harmless, and I do like the fact that Anakin is so like just like ripping his hair out at the fact that he finally has an apprentice. Or not finally, he never wanted one. That he has an apprentice in the first place when he never wanted one. I find that to be a great dynamic between Ahsoka and Anakin, because another bit to the another layer to their relationship is that Ahsoka also is like, look, I know that you don't want me around, but I'm here to prove to you that you won't regret taking me in as your apprentice. And I do like that, because she kind of keeps Anakin grounded as well, because now he has something to look after. He can't just be all gung-ho like he usually is, where it's like, here's my plan, let's go straight into the middle of this attack, and that's how we'll beat him. He can't really do that now, because now he has someone else to look after. Another thing I gotta say is that I also appreciate Padme's role in this movie too. I have always had high praise for Padme as a character, and this is no different. Instead of just, she's married to this guy now, she's married to Anakin, and instead of just being like, oh no, my husband, I sure hope he's okay. Nah, she goes out and tries to get help for Anakin, and doesn't fall for Zero's shit, and knows that he's up to something. And Zero's this like drag Hutt. I didn't think Hutts could be drag queens, but here we are. But she knows that something's up with this guy, and she stays behind it and discovers the plan. And without discovering that plan and sending out that transmission, Anakin and Ahsoka would have been executed. So Padme pretty much saved that whole thing and gained the Hutt's alliance, which is really cool. I will always stand by that Padme is a great character. I don't know how she's going to be for the rest of the series, but that's why we have the chapters that we have coming up. Really, this movie, there's not much else to talk about, because this movie really does just focus on Anakin and Ahsoka's relationship. Not really much of the Clone Wars happens, except for the first battle. Also, can I just add that, why does Christopher Lee's voice sound 5 million times cooler than it already is when it's just animation, so you don't even see him on screen? Because he's one of the voice actors that actually stayed and reprised his role from the movies. It's amazing. I mean, that's like one of the best voices in cinema history. So I just wanted to add that. All in all, the animation is kind of choppy here and there, so that could be a complaint, but it never really bothered me that much. It's 2008. They were still probably trying to find their niche on how they wanted this animation style to look. So I'm not really going to hold that against the film, even though it was a little choppy at some points. Like Anakin's face is sometimes a little weird. But yeah, that's really all I could say about it, because there's not much character outside of these two. It's like a growing relationship. Sure, Obi-Wan, Yoda, Mace Windu, Chancellor Palpatine, Darth Sidious, and Count Dooku are all in the movie, but they're not, and Padme, but they're not as focused as The Apprentice and Anakin. So it's not much in terms of character, but from what's there, it's there. It's really a great parallel, Anakin and Ahsoka's relationship, because it's something we've seen in Attack of the Clones between Obi-Wan and Anakin, where it's just like, will you just listen to me for 5 seconds, please? And it's cool. It's a nice mirror effect. I didn't mind the movie at all. All in all, I'd probably give this film like a 3.5 out of 5. It was a little above average. I still don't... I really am curious about the dislike. Like, the negative critical response to this film. So again, if anybody knows or has any idea or even has their own opinion as to why they didn't like the movie or did like the movie, just let me know. I'd like to start discussion. Later this week, probably Sunday or Sunday, I should say, I will have MCU reviewed issue 2 out, where I'll talk about WandaVision 4, 5, and 6, because I have a lot, and I mean a lot, to say about 4 and 5. I don't even know what the hell is going to happen in 6. If you haven't seen it yet, watch those episodes. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Another big announcement in terms of the Chronicle is that I was looking at it, and there's 7 seasons of the Clone Wars. That's a lot. If I do one video a week, we're going to be looking at the Clone Wars until like December. And we're not going to get to any movies for a while, so I'm going to try my best. I can't guarantee every week, but 9 chances out of 10, maybe every other week, I'll do 2 videos a week outlining, outlining 4 or 5 episodes of the Clone Wars, just to try to get through it so I can get back to movies and then another TV series and Mandalorian and everything down the road. So I'm going to try my best to do that. Again, if I can't make it to that 2 video a week, I apologize, but I'm going to try my best starting next week. But look forward to MCU Reviewed Issue 2. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. It's a solid film. Take a look at it if you want. Especially, it's a great place to start too with the Clone Wars if you didn't watch Hidden Mouse, and Cat and Enemy. Yep, those are the new official canon titles. Star Wars, hit me up. Until next time, guys. That's a wrap.